Hello and welcome to this episode of Tripology, the only show where the hosts are moving about the globe constantly. I'm Alun and I'm here with one of the travel greats, my best friend. It's the ever-departing Adam.
Yeah, mate, this is the last one we're going to be recording together in person. It's a bit of a sad one, but a bit of a fun one nonetheless. On this week's show, we've got everyone's favourite travel quiz, a little tripping point, and then we've got quickly what is becoming the best segment of the show. It's Tales of a Trip at the end.
Tales of a Trip, where travellers from all over the globe send in their favourite travel stories. New listeners of the show, of which there are many, won't know this, but sometimes we record the show remotely. Because we're both travelling about all over the place. I'm now going to stay in the Philippines. You're going to go off back to New Zealand. The show doesn't suffer from the absence. If anything, absence makes the show grow stronger. You're off doing your thing. It's seamlessly edited, so it seems like we're in the same room. So enjoy that.
I love the way that we've built this show. I love the way that we've built this sort of around the globe, so that actually necessitates us to travel in order to record it together.
Yeah, it's a hungry, ravenous, tripological beast, isn't it? But I like the show when we're together because obviously we've got that in-person rapport. But when we're remote, I quite like it as well because it's a weekly catch-up. I would call you once a week anyway.
Yeah,
so it feels like I'm just calling my best friend, but there just happens to be a microphone there. I like it.
But when the camera's not rolling and when the microphone's not recording, for the rest of the time, we're pretty much just walking around talking about the show, or we're in a cafe not walking but still talking about the show. I mean, it really is an absolutely full-time job. But fingers crossed, when I leave, I think you've got some pretty exciting things coming up, haven't you?
There is some exciting stuff planned for the Tripological future. I mean, if you're not on our Patreon, patreon.com/Tripology Podcast, I'd say now's the time because we're releasing a special Genesis episode.
Yeah.
Where we talk all about how we met. And it is fundamentally a crazy story. There's animals, there's drugs, there's pandemic travel. There's bending of all sorts of crazy travel rules, not government rules, don't panic.
Some would argue it's a little bit irresponsible. However, if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for the aforementioned bending of the rules, maybe Tripology wouldn't exist.
It was all legal. It was all legal what happened. But we were just taking some liberties. I was on a game show in the UK. Some of our fans know about that. That's why it's called Tripping Point, coming up later on.
Actually, the further you go back, the more incredible it gets. So I am really looking forward to that. If you haven't signed up to the Patreon yet, do, because immediately after this recording, we are going to be recording that episode, and then it's going to be up by the time you hear this anyway. But it is, when you think about what's happened as a result of that one fateful evening.
Yeah, it's many hours of audio, isn't it, that's happened as a result. That one thing, like, when scientists go, the Big Bang, it created all this stuff, all matter and existence exploded across the universe from that one moment. It was that one moment on the farm that resulted in all of these audio recordings and thousands of you listening in to talk about travel with us. It's really amazing.
Yeah, the people go, God, you two, the dynamic between you, the chemistry you have, the bond that you have as two best mates. I mean, in fairness, we don't really have a choice.
No, it's literally an essential thing, and we'll talk about that in Patreon. But Adam, I'm going to miss you, mate. You're leaving, going back to Backpacker Mecca, Backpacker Haven, one of the most touristically beautiful places in New Zealand. You're off to Queenstown.
I am. Bit of a dirty travel journey. I'm going from Manila, somewhere that's pretty warm, almost oppressively hot and humid. I've really enjoyed being here, but I'm going all the way back to Australia. I'm going to Brisbane. I've got a horrible 21-hour layover. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT, aka Vagabot 3000, on what I should be doing, apart from getting a haircut, obviously. Thank you for noticing. And then on to Queenstown. So it's just a little 3.5-hour flight the day after. And then there I'm going to be for the next sort of 6 months. So if you are in Queenstown and you are listening to this, come and say hello. That'd be amazing.
If you're a hairdresser, maybe, who fancies doing some charity work, we've got a host going begging.
And if you're a fan of the show, great. If you're not, still come and say hi. That'll be fine. I'll convert you.
Yeah, exactly. He will. Mate, you're off doing that, so we'll hear stories about Queenstown in the near future. I'm going to basically set up shop in the Philippines. I'm going to set up podcast recording studio somewhere like Sarjao, maybe Palawan.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of focus on recording and growing the show and getting some much needed rigorous exercise in, because as you know, the whole of 2024,
Yeah.
I was just traveling.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
going around India, I was going around Pakistan, Oman, and then I was in Brazil for the first half of this year. I really want to buckle down. You know that I love jiu-jitsu.
I know you love it.
I love surfing.
Mm-hmm.
I love keeping fit on the road.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to buckle down and just get some jiu-jitsu surfing in, man. I'm going to focus on work and fitness.
That's what an amazing way to stay fit while you're traveling as well. I'm worried I'm not going to be able to recognize you, to be honest.
I'm going to become unrecognizable either through the process of muscular hypertrophy or sun tanning.
Sun tanning as well.
I'm going to get all sun because of the surfing.
What about the wetsuit?
I won't be wearing one of those. No wetsuit for me, just straight naked. But what I am wondering is, how do you feel about staying fit on the road? I know it's a hot topic because travelers, we like to eat all the local foods.
Yeah.
We like to go crazy, getting immersed in the culture. And it's sometimes difficult to fit in going to the gym, doing those things. I love jiu-jitsu and I've not done it for about 2 years because I've been traveling
that long?
constantly. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Just because where do you go? Do you drop into jiu-jitsu gyms and say, hi, I don't speak the language. Can I get some tuition? I just find it, I should be better at it. It's a flaw of mine.
Yeah,
totally. I just don't know what to do.
Well, I think you've set yourself up for success because you already don't drink hardly ever.
No.
And I would say that that's probably the downfall.
Water or anything. I'm just dehydrated as a man.
I would say, honestly, on this trip in the Philippines, we've probably had as much coconut water as we have actual water.
Yeah, easily.
Fair to say. And coffee. Maybe it's a 33% split.
I'm hyperglycemic.
I don't know what that means, but it sounded funny.
It means sugar's going through my veins.
All right. So, yeah, you don't have a lot of sugar either.
No.
So maybe you're not the best representation of most backpackers because, you know, if we think about 18, 20-year-olds, right the way through to 30, 35-year-olds, if you're backpacking, that comes hand in hand with partying. And if you're partying, you're not up at 8 o'clock the next morning in the gym or doing a run. It is pretty difficult. I think perhaps on balance, the best way to stay fit whilst you're traveling is if you are interested in things like Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, like me on my bike in Taiwan. I was shredded to shit, man.
Hiking as well, right?
Yeah,
so many travelers love to hike and it kind of keeps them fit. Rarely do you, I think travelers in general, they're in good shape because of all the, hiking and things like that they're doing, but it's difficult to do focused exercise activities. For a whole year, and some of that year I spent traveling, I got really into calisthenics.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's quite good for travelers because you can drop and do some push-ups and sit-ups anywhere in the world, right?
It takes a lot of motivation though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Do you know what I do? I like challenges. I'm a very goal-oriented person.
Yeah.
And once I got into a streak of doing 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every single day, once you're 3 months in, you can't bear to break the streak. I was camping out in the wilderness and the person I was with, I was like, I'm just going to do 100 sit-ups if you don't mind because it's like day 300 and I don't want to break the streak. So I was just there in the tent doing crunches. I think it's good to get into habits like that.
You just tweaked a memory of mine. Do you remember when we were on the farm and we were doing chin-ups on the barn?
Yeah.
The beam that was going across the barn. We would climb up haystacks that were probably like 7 or 8 stories tall, right up into the top so we could get the beams that would go across the supporting beams in the barn. And we would sit there and do sort of chin-ups, 15 at a time or whatever.
We'd finish collecting the chickens' eggs. And then much to the chickens' dismay, I mean, imagine it from their perspective. You've laid these eggs and these Homo sapien, simian creatures, these primates have gone and taken your eggs, right? Put them in a bucket and then gone into your house, your home, your barn, gripped the ceiling and they're just lifting their own weight. I mean, must have a wild thing for a chicken to observe.
God, I miss that farm. That barn's so funny, isn't it? Do you remember the feeling of elation when you found a secret stash of chicken's eggs?
Sometimes you would find a secret trail of chicken's feet. Not severed, just the footprints of a chicken going through one of the haystacks. And then you'd find a clutch of 10, 15, 20 eggs all scurried behind the hay bales.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never forget the sort of screech of those hens because they don't want you to find their eggs. They're incredibly protective over the eggs, aren't they? But God, I miss those days. I miss those days when we'd just go out in the morning or of an evening searching the hay bales for those eggs.
Yeah.
Those sweet eggs.
Well, we weren't good at looking for those eggs as well because the owner once said to you something quite derogatory, didn't they, about your egg finding abilities?
If I ever came back with a lower amount of eggs, much lower than the estimated catch for that day, I would often get the comment, "Oh, you've looked like a man would." You haven't looked properly. You've just done a man check.
You searched like a male. Yeah. And then she would go out and inevitably be able to know exactly where the hidden clutches were.
I'm pretty sure she was planting those eggs, Alan.
Yeah, exactly, man. She was sneaking in at night. Oh, they won't look here. It was like Easter morning every day on that farm, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're just the same 11 eggs that they would plant every day.
But I mean, imagine if we could find a way to keep fit on that farm by doing pull-ups in a hay barn, then I imagine, we can really do better as travellers. I'm glad that I've got the time to focus on jiu-jitsu, but maybe I'll start that calisthenics routine. Maybe the Tripological audience can join me. If you're in hostels listening to this right now, get down and give me 50 push-ups.
Well, we're not going to work your body right now, mate, but we are going to work your mind. I'm looking forward to the next section of the episode where we're going to have a backpacking special. It's Tripping Point.
Let's go.
Tripping Point. Straight into everyone's favourite travel quiz. It's Tripping Point, mate. How do you feel?
I feel nervous, as I normally do when we enter Tripping Point. So I'm ready. What kind of topic are we dealing with today?
It's just a general backpacking, because you've been on the road 10, 11 years now. You're in a backpacking hub such as the Philippines. Very, very popular destination. And I'm leaving. I thought, why not get a load of questions that are just about your general backpacking knowledge. Even through osmosis, you should know all of the answers to these questions.
Okay, so it's almost like a backpacker rating that I get after doing this. You're like testing how good of a backpacker I really am.
Yeah, how much you've been concentrating over the last 10 years of your travel.
Well, I fancy my chances. Is there a prize or any stakes that you've prepared for me, or are we just freeballing it?
We're going to have to come up with one on the spot. I mean, we are hopefully going to a nice market later on.
You'll buy me dinner if I get more than 3?
Yeah, how hungry are you?
Fairly.
Okay, cool.
Okay, dinner's on you if I get more than 3. Let's go.
And we'll take pictures of it as usual.
I also want you to review my backpacker experience. If I get 5 out of 5, I want you to tell me that you think I'm great at traveling. If I get 4, I want you to say, there's room for improvement. You know, like those quizzes you do online?
Yeah.
Where you're like, what kind of vampire are you?
Totally.
And you like answer some questions. It's like, you're a pure blood vampire.
I love the fact that this is what it boils down to. It's not reductive in any way, shape or form. Even if you get 1 out of 5, it just completely erases your 10 years of travel.
If I get 1 out of 5,
you go home.
I'm quitting traveling.
Oh my God.
I'm done. I'm gonna go to the airport with you this evening and fly back to Manchester if I get 1 out of 5. So the stakes are high. The highest stakes of Tripping Point ever.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
I'm going to look straight at the camera, Adam, because I can see you've got some questions up on your laptop down there in the corner. I don't want to look at them.
On your head be it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Question number 1. What is the origin of the term digital nomad? Is it A, a marketing slogan by Apple in the 1990s? Is it B, a term coined in 1997 in a 1997 book about remote working?
Okay.
Is it a travel blog post that went viral in 2010? Or a UN tourism category for remote workers?
I think, Adam, it's from a blog post. You know why I think that? I think it's as new as 2010. I'd not heard the word before that, really. Digital nomad. Yeah, I think it's from a blog post in 2010.
I'm afraid it's incorrect.
Wow, earlier than that.
Yeah, the correct answer is that it was a term coined in a 1997 book about remote working. The book Digital Nomad by Tsugiya Makimoto and David Manners predicted how technology would allow people to work from anywhere long before it became mainstream.
I find that really interesting because I, started traveling in 2015 and I wasn't hearing the word digital nomad bandied around at all.
I guess because it didn't exist.
Well, it did, though, didn't it?
The
Apparently,
term did,
it was
but
coined.
the term did, but maybe the culture didn't.
Okay, well, interesting. I'm a little bit scared now because I've basically got 4 opportunities to avoid a plane ride this evening.
And you are a man of your word. We have heard on previous episodes you talking about what are the odds.
Yeah, I do what I say I will do almost all the time. So let's go. I've got.
If we get to 4 questions and you still haven't got one right, I think the next question is going to be, what's my name?
Oh God, the pressure, Steve.
You're not really my cousin. So anyway, here we go. Question number 2.
Yeah.
Which country has the most official languages at the national level? Is it A, Switzerland? Is it B, South Africa? Is it C, Bolivia? Or is it D, India?
The most official languages at the national level, I think. So this is one of those confusing things, right? Because Switzerland surely is... No. I think the answer's got to be India. I worry that India might go, no, it's just Hindi and English. It's just Hindi and English. And don't worry about all those states in the south, the west, all that stuff. So I'm worried.
Up in the northwest where they might speak a bit of Urdu.
No, whereas Switzerland might go, listen, everyone, we're just neutral. We got a bit of English, a little bit of German, a little bit of French, and a little bit of Polish. But no, I'm going to say India. I think fair is fair. It's India, surely.
It's Bolivia. And I know this is incredible. It's a curveball. Bolivia officially recognizes
Spanish.
37 languages, including
tribal languages, Quechua.
Yes, mate. Spanish, Quechua, Aymara, and 34 other indigenous tongues, all at national level.
I can't believe it.
This is crazy.
Oh my goodness. You wouldn't have got that, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Goodness me.
I wouldn't have got it. What would I have gone for, actually? Maybe I would have said...
India. Most people would say India, surely. There's so many. It is just Hindi and English, isn't it? That's the only ones they recognise. Obviously, there's Kerala, there's Tamil Nadu. I don't know what they speak in Tamil Nadu.
Tamil,
I'm
pretty sure, yeah.
Exactly.
Urdu, obviously. Maybe don't mention that on the show.
Goodness me.
Okay, here we go. Number 3. Which UNESCO World Heritage Site receives the most annual visitors? Is it A, the Great Wall of China? Is it B, the Eiffel Tower in France? Is it C, Machu Picchu in Peru? Or is it D, the historic centre of Rome?
I'm breathing a sigh of relief, Adam, because I happen to know that France receives more tourism than any other country in the world. So it has to be the Eiffel Tower.
I'm afraid the answer is the Great Wall of China.
How can that possibly be true?
Because
if France receives the most tourism.
Because the question is, which UNESCO World Heritage Site receives the most annual visitors?
Oh, and Eiffel Tower is not a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
I mean, maybe it is, but it doesn't necessarily specify international visitors.
What? Say it again? Oh, right. Because
so it could be visitors from elsewhere in China.
A trick question.
Those sneaky Chinese.
Going to their own monuments.
I don't know how far away you have to live from a UNESCO World Heritage Site to be called a visitor if you visit it. I just don't have those figures available to me.
Hold on, have I got no questions right so far?
You got no questions right so far?
Do you know what the horrible thing is? With the last two, I was so confident.
Yeah.
I approached them like... Well, is there 2 questions left?
There's 2 questions left. I've even included a bonus question, so we might be able to...
Well, because my claim at the start of this was if I get 1 out of 5... I'm getting on a plane to Manchester.
Oh, crap.
So I actually have to get 100%. So I hope they get easier. I hope, unlike any other quiz in tripological history, these questions get easier as they go on.
Yeah. I mean, do I say, what do you want me to do? Could I maybe make a signal under the table? Or
No, we've got fair is fair.
Fair is fair. You know the rules.
Fair is fair. I mean, I would be interested to hear, link to our socials down in the description. How's the audience doing? Because I've been confident with some of my answers, and I do consider myself a backpacking expert.
Yeah, well, yeah, play along at home by all means. I'm sure you guys do.
Who wrote these questions? Did Vagabot write these?
I had some help from Vagabot.
Right. I was going to say, because these seem like the kind of questions that Vagabot would do to trip me up. Vagabot, of course, is our backpacking AI here on Tripology.
Yeah, so I work together with Vagabot.
Yeah.
And I basically, over a short time, I just come up with loads of questions, things that I want to know, things that Vagabot thinks are interesting.
Yeah.
And then we basically max the difficulty.
Yeah, well, I can tell, because that fucking Eiffel Tower question is the kind of devious bullshit that AI comes up with.
What's that, Vagabond? Are we sure he's listening? No.
Okay, let's go.
Here we go. Yeah. Number 4. What is the longest non-stop commercial flight in the world as of 2025?
Okay.
Is it A, New York to Singapore? Is it B, Dubai to Auckland? Is it C, London to Sydney? Or is it D, Doha to Los Angeles? Now,
New York to Singapore. Final answer.
Nailed it.
Knew
Did
that
you know
one
that already?
Yeah.
Really?
I knew that one. Yeah. I actually think we talked about it in a very early episode of Tripology.
Really?
Like way, way back, like a year and a half ago.
That's an amazing memory.
Thank you so much.
I've got the total, I mean, I'm not going to tell you the kilometres because no one cares, but I can tell you how long it is. How long do you think it is? Have you got any idea?
20 hours.
It's less. It's 18 hours and 40.
Yeah, wow.
That is a bloody long time to spend on a plane.
Yeah,
My goodness, a
okay.
couple of movies for sure.
All right, so that's one in the bank.
Yeah, okay.
I feel good about that, man.
Yeah, you shouldn't, because I've just seen the next question. Here we go.
Okay. Well, there's a bonus question as well, though. Thank goodness. I'm going to count that. If I get this one and a bonus one, then it's all right.
All right, nice. Because Manchester is not that attractive. Here we go. Number 5. Which of the following cities is not a part of the traditional Silk Road? Now, this is something that's dear to my heart, the Silk Road. It's something I said to myself 10, 15 years ago. I will walk, cycle, hitchhike, something, the Silk Road one day, and that will most likely be with you.
Okay.
All right? So, which one of the following cities not part of the traditional Silk Road? Is it A, Samarkand in Uzbekistan? Is it B, Bukhara in Uzbekistan? Is it C, Xi'an in China? Or is it D, Istanbul in Turkey?
Wow. Listen, mate. This ain't my strong point.
Right.
I guess my only thing to go on here is that I know Uzbekistan features. There's a lot of Silk Road going through that country.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So I'm going to say both those Uzbeki cities are part of the Silk Road.
Strong methodology, like
okay.
It. Yeah.
I like your reaction to that. I also know.
I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's easy to tell.
I'm pretty confident that Istanbul was like a big part of the Silk Road and trade. So I'm going to say it's that Chinese one.
It's wrong. It's wrong. The Silk Road started somewhere around Xi'an.
So Istanbul's not in the Silk Road?
It says, while Istanbul is a historic trade hub, the classical Silk Road terminated in Antioch, modern-day Turkey-Syria border. Did you go anywhere near there, by the way?
No.
When you were in Turkey?
Yeah, no, I did go to the Syrian border. Yeah.
Around Antioch? Does that ring any bells?
No, well, it was near where Abraham was born.
Mm-hmm.
I've forgotten the name of the place. But yeah, I've been around there.
That's in a different quiz.
Goodness me.
Okay, the pressure's on.
It really is, isn't it? It's
what's strange about this as well is the question that I've lined up as the bonus question, which I rarely do, is...
It's almost as if you knew.
It's so up your street. It's crazy.
Right, okay.
And it is about modern day travel. It forms an integral part of modern day travel, not just for the average backpacker, but for you specifically.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
If you don't know this, I am going to shed a tear. In digital nomad communities, what does the acronym VPN stand for? Is it A, virtual personal node? Is it B, virtual private network? Is it C, verified payment network, or D, virtual public nexus?
Okay, well, I'm pretty confident. Right. Unless you and Vagabot have it's one of those things where people think it's virtual private network, but actually it's something else. I feel quite sure that it's virtual. Hold on, private network though, because it's not private.
I think if there's ever a time you should go with your gut.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first tripping point that we've done in the history of the show where the audience are sweating bullets.
No. I'm pretty. Do you know what it is though? Is you doubt yourself when you're in moments like this, where your whole life and your livelihood is on the line. But I did know straight away that it was virtual private network. But it is weird because it's not private, because it's you can just sign in, like NordVPN. They have a bunch of them and everyone goes to one of them. But I know it's virtual private network. We've literally sold ads for a VPN company on this show. So I'm going to say virtual private network. I really want to keep on traveling, Adam.
We can all breathe a sigh of relief, guys. There it is. 2 out of 6. You're safe. You don't have to go back to Manchester. You can stay in the Philippines. You can do your jiu-jitsu. You can do your surfing.
But I'm buying you dinner tonight. But for a bonus point question, which was gifted by you and Vagabot, I mean, thank you so much.
My goodness, how's it feel?
Sickening. Okay, recovering slowly from the sickening feeling in my stomach of having nearly lost my whole life and livelihood on the road, I am going to move swiftly on to my favourite item on the show, Tales of a Trip, where listeners can send in their greatest travel stories. You go to tripology.com, tripologypodcast.com/tales of a trip, can record a 3-minute message there, your best travel story, and one listener has done just that. Let's listen to what they have to say.
My name is B, and I'm from British Columbia, Canada. At 30 years old, I went on my first backpacking trip. My partner and I traveled Central America and Mexico for 3.5 months. He is a well-traveled individual, having been on many family holiday trips as a child, moving from Scotland to Canada and traveling South America for 9 months. I, on the other hand, have been on the plane a few times in my adult life within Canada, and mostly just to Victoria and Vancouver. He has grandiose stories from all his travels, while I have the checkmark stories of the career route, getting a job right out of university, signing on to a continuing contract, and getting my master's during COVID to further solidify my permanent position. When I turned 30, I decided I needed to travel. I was jealous of these experiences he had and wanted the same. In retrospect, not the best mindset to have while planning a trip. We started our trip in Costa Rica, and many people were traveling south while we were heading north. He gave lots of amazing recommendations to these people, sharing incredible stories of the mountains he summited in Patagonia, the breathtaking views in Machu Picchu, and the culture and party life in La Paz. All the while, we had been visiting beach after beach, failing miserably trying to surf, and eating rice and beans daily. I felt the green-eyed monster taking over and began comparing these fantastical adventure stories he was sharing with the, to me, in the moment of jealousy, underwhelming experiences we were having. I felt like I wasn't a good travel partner, and our trip would never measure up to what he's experienced, and that he'd realize that I ultimately didn't measure up. With each story he shared, the more I began to doubt myself and the choice of our destination. I lived in this moment for a while during our trip, watching his reaction to the places we visited, the histories we learned, and the people we became friends with. It wasn't until I was standing in the streets of Santa Ana in El Salvador on New Year's Eve, with fireworks lighting up the sky and tears in my eyes, that I realized I had bought into the glamorized version of travel that isn't real. While he had had incredible experiences, he also had moments we were having on ours. Waiting for hours in a bus station, missing events we wanted to go to, sleeping in an airport, and getting sick from food poisoning. In that moment, I knew that it was enough that I was with my partner exploring the places we had never been. I forgot about how important that experience was to me. Having learned how to pack a backpack quickly and efficiently, speak broken Spanish to get around, and get used to constantly being on the go. It was also in this moment that I realized the partner I was traveling with is the love of my life. Travel opens up parts of you that are vulnerable. I showed him my insecurities, my fears, and spoke truths I'd never shared with anyone. And for that, I will forever be thankful for travel. Thanks for listening.
What a beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you, B, for sending that in. That was really lovely to listen to.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Heartfelt and vulnerable, like she said, and just beautiful. I mean, what an amazing speaker, first and foremost.
Yeah, what an amazing speaker, what an amazing speech. And my goodness, if it doesn't say something very poignant about travel itself, because we all strive for travel to be the thing we think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I know that I did. When I first went traveling, I was looking at travel to be the thing which solved all of my problems.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be that thing with which I could perform all the things that I wanted to be. And B shared that she had that same thought. She thought it was going to be the exact kind of trip that she'd heard her partner talk about before, when actually all that travel needs to be is experience, a continuation of your life, a place where you can take a breath and realize the fundamental things that you need to learn about yourself as you go through.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate completely because I do fall victim to living in the past or living in the future. And I remember many times, I mean, it even happens to me now, B, where, you know, I regret not having done more, or maybe I arrived to a place. I remember when I started traveling when I was 24, 25, and I used to regret not having started earlier. So it is pretty difficult. And I think what this highlights is that you've gone away for a number of months with someone who, okay, they are more well-traveled. Your partner's more well-traveled than you are. Maybe that added to your experience. I hope it was of benefit in general. But the kind of trips now that we're seeing big tour companies put together, huge travel companies that offer this, you know, tightly packaged, nice and shiny 3 weeks in Colombia, all that sort of stuff trip for $2,500-3,000 or whatever. I'm not sure whether you reach that level when you go on these trips. In order to feel what B is feeling emotionally and the attachment to travel, or, you know, even these dark and dirty moments, you're not going to get that on a trip if you just go away with a tour company for 2 or 3 weeks. It sounds like she's really experienced what travel means to us.
Yeah, well, what I think the listeners can take away from B's message is that, I mean, what maturity and introspection it takes, and this is something we should all strive to, is for her to have taken a moment and been like, okay, I'm feeling this thing that's not positive. Let me think about that, meditate on it, perceive that deeply, and then work my way to communicating a solution to that, be it with myself or with my partner. Think about, oh, hold on, I'm kind of feeling jealous. Does that really matter? Analyzing that feeling, coming to a conclusion, and ultimately having this declaration of like, yeah, okay, this is the person I'm meant to be with. That's beautiful. And I think travel fundamentally awards you that space to think deeply like that, if you allow it to.
Yeah, I also think as well with social media and technology and stuff, we've seen it's incredibly reductive when it comes to travel in general, certainly backpacking. It's all of the highlights that make it onto social media, and just because the rest of it simply isn't sexy.
Yeah,
but maybe in the same way that her partner was meeting people as they were passing and telling these amazing stories, and maybe you're more likely to focus on the good stuff than you are the bad. So, I mean, what I absolutely love about that story as well is waiting until maybe slightly later in life, but still making the decision. How many people do we talk to on a regular basis that have already reached 25, 30, 35? They're in maybe a decent job or a more secure position, or they've already put a load down on a house or whatever it might be. And that prohibits them from having this experience. This is exactly what travel is for me. I absolutely love that B still took the plunge, went away and had an amazing time as a result.
Yeah. Any age, any lifestyle, any life situation, I think there's always a place for travel if you approach it in that cerebral, beautiful, open way, ready to have new experiences, expand your horizons. I think it's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for sending your message. If you have a wonderful travel story, tripologypodcast.com/tales of a trip. If you want to send us an email or get into our social media, have a look at what we have to offer. All the links for that are down in the description. Right now, we're going to go off to our Patreon section.
Yeah, it's the Lost and Found, where Alun's going to turn the table on me. A little Patreon special. It's going to be a little 10 quick-fire question quiz on world cuisines. If you want to hear that, check it out. Go to patreon.com/Tripology Podcast. We'll see you there.
Yes, we'll see you there, because if your desire for more quizzing hasn't been sated, let me turn the tables on him, get some revenge. Maybe if you don't get more than 2 right, you'll have to go home. And apart from that, we'll see you all on the next episode. We'll see you there.
Bye.